everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aga and we are in my garden in Chichester, West Sussex. Today I am planning to pot up my dahlia tubers, the new ones that I bought at the start of this season. Some new varieties for me this year. I did do a sneak peek of what they are in at the end of my last gardening video. I will start with the new tubers so that they are out of the way and done, and then I will check the old ones from the pots from last year. I wanted to do it outside because it's kind of semi-sunny, but the weather is slightly unpredictable today, and as I was starting pottering around in the garden, it started spitting with rain, so I think to stay on the safe side, I might just do this in the shed. I do have the space for it in here, so I should be fine. And in that way, if it starts raining again, because there are some random, very dark clouds around, despite the blue sky patches and the sunshine. But just in case if it starts raining, then I don't have to panic and pack everything up in the middle of the job. So I'll just do it here, and yeah, let's do it. I also have 4 varieties of gladioli that I still have some bulbs left. These are the ones that I wanted to plant at the allotment, but because the soil there is so tricky, it's clay. So throughout the winter, with all the rain that we've had, it was so boggy and muddy that you could basically lose your boots in it. So I didn't want to plant anything directly in there because I was afraid that the bulbs might rot. Now that we've had about a week of drier weather, and I'm talking about the week before, it was around the equinox, we actually had a very nice weather for about a week. It was dry and sunny. What happened with the clay-based soil at my allotment, it is now dry, but it's rock hard. It's so what I'm going to do, it's just not easy to work on this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to plant those bulbs in the modules as well. I think, as far as I remember, I have 4 of each variety. Should be. So I'm going to plant them in the modules to give them a head start so that they can release the roots and shoot up. And then I'll just plant them in when they have a little bit of root system around the compost. And then I think it will be fine to just dig a hole in that clay and put them in like that. So I'll do that first to have the gladiolus out of the way. And then we will move on to the dahlias. So I have 4 varieties and 4 bulbs of each. So I'll just pop them in. I need labels. I need some labels. Yeah. So labels are done. These are going roots down. So I have compost mixed with perlite in here. This is the rusty chestnut. The first one was black star. Not sure if I mentioned. Blushed look. And the great Queen Elizabeth. Oops, I'll pop these onto those modules here, not to waste space on separate module for these 4. And then topping it up with the same compost. So this is again, and this is the same compost that I used for my tomatoes. It's just that I didn't run this one through the sieve because I think that flower bulbs can handle minor bits in the compost. And obviously perlite for drainage, as we know. I'm going to quickly take those outside and give them some water because I think it's going to rain again in a minute. By the way, the reason why both of those arches are lying down is because we had such a heavy storm earlier this week that the next morning it was just on the ground. Luckily, it didn't break my greenhouse. That is anyway already kind of broken, but it didn't shatter it more than it is already. So I just left it lying down until I'm ready to set it up again. And it's raining again. It started as such a lovely day this morning. It was so sunny. It was cold. It's cold again. But I'm going to close the door. I filled the watering can with water so it doesn't fly away because you never know. But at least you have a glimpse of very realistic English weather in the spring. This is nothing new. This is very standard to us. I am so glad that I didn't start doing this outside today because that would be a nightmare. It's going to be a little bit grey and gloomy for the rest of the video because the sky is completely grey at this point. So the way you want to cover up this whole dahlia crown, if you have more than one tuber, is to just make it the neck of the crown to stick out slightly like this. You don't want to cover the whole thing. And it's good to kind of give it a little bit of a shake if you have the whole crown, because there's always space in between the tubers. So you want to give it a little bit of a shake to help the compost get into those spaces in there. Okay, this is Dark Spirit. In it goes. Next one is Polka. This one is Totally Tangerine. This one doesn't really have a visible neck. This is a tuber. The way it's been cut very low at the neck. I think the neck is cut halfway through, like sideways. So I'm just going to cover it lightly above, just in case if an eye decides to appear somewhere. Oh, that was, get in there. That was a loose tuber. Okay. Sylvia. These came out loose because they were barely hanging. I don't see any eyes on them. I'll pop them in anyway. This one is golden scepter. Need more compost. Okay, that was salmon runner. And the last one is white aster. Okay, so these are done. I'm going to take them outside now, give them some water, and I will just stick them into the greenhouse. I think they'll do just fine in the greenhouse, even though we still have very low temperatures at night. Even last night, my temperature here is saying that there was less than 1 centigrade. So it's still quite cold at night. The air is still very cold. But I think in the greenhouse these will do just fine. I've noticed that, well, you could see in my previous gardening video that one of the dahlias that I've kept in my flower border released new shoots, and today I noticed, doing just a quick kind of look on the garden, I've noticed that there is another one releasing new shoots as well. So they can handle a little bit of cold, I think, at this point. I'm more worried that slugs will eat the new shoots, because this is the main issue here in this country. When it's raining a lot and the weather is kind of up and down, with cold and warm, but it's not really decided. The slugs are on the hunt and they just eat anything that pops out of the ground. Okay, let's move these to the outside. Nearly forgot about the label. Ay, ay, ay. What is that? Oh. Not necessarily. I have reused some of the cardboard packaging that came with wine bottles. If you order online some wine, it gets delivered packed in those kind of cardboard protective things, and these are perfect for sowing. So I sowed my broad beans in them. The downside, I would say, is that as long as they get water, they start to kind of fall apart, just like cardboard does. So I should have put them on separate trays straight away, because I'm thinking later on I can just cut them from the top and just plant them in straight away just as they are. We'll see how that will go, but I'm just reusing stuff. Also, I have 2 trays of broad beans. Funny thing is that these are old seeds. I've had them for 3 years and they were out of date. So I purchased new broad bean seeds and planted them in, but also me being a sucker and not wanting to throw anything away, I also planted the old seeds as well, and they germinated as well. So now I have way too many broad beans. Do you need any broad beans? I can give some for free. And these pots are my achillea plants. I bought few bare root achilleas. There was supposed to be 4 in the packet that I bought. There were 6. Out of those 6, 2 seemed to germinate or be alive at this point. Let's see if these are alive. There's the roots down there, but there is no shoots. Are you guys alive, or what is going on? Oh, I think the water was just sitting in it. Right. Yeah. Mushroom. Yeah, it looks like the water was sitting in this one. So what I might do is I might just bring the compost out. They probably got too much water. Come on, you guys. Let's try and fix this. Which way is up for you? I guess maybe this way. There. And I'll just leave it like that. Okay, hopefully this will help. And I just need to remember not to water them so much, because I think achillea is quite drought resistant. Okay, let's take this. Yeah, there was quite a lot of water sitting in this one. The thing is that my greenhouse is not completely water resistant, waterproof, because the window on the top is broken. I have it taped with sellotape. I know, but I do. But I know that the water is still going in there. Okay, dahlia's going in. This tray, these are my alliums that I had sitting in the shed for too long. I forgot about them. I had 2 bags of alliums that I think when I bought them in the winter time, the assumption was that they will go to the allotment again. But as you know, the allotment was way too wet and boggy, and there was no chance for it to plant in there. And then later on, I forgot about those bulbs. These are too wet as well. Oh. I'm going to twist them around. There is no water in the tray, but I think it's the rainwater. Okay, this one is looking better. Nice roots. I'll just leave them be in here for a little bit longer. Oh dear, there's traces of slugs all over this pot. Come on. How rude. Is he living in there? I don't want to draw. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's many. Oh no. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. Yuck. So rude. Okay. I should probably check this pea as well. I think the broad beans are fine. I hope you liked this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.